I'm going to go ahead and close this thing out with none other than Eric Draven from 1994's The Crow. And this is personally one of my favorite vigilante films. Its structure, its dynamic, its concept, everything is just, it's beautiful chaos. It's destruction. It's heartfelt. And it's love and hate all wrapped up in one, and the thing, so pretty much it takes place after a brutal course of events that happens to Eric Draven and his fiance. The both of them, die with a lot of pain and scar tissue. Eric Draven is resurrected due to this, to be able to seek vengeance on those that not only harmed him, but more so harmed Shelley, his fiance. And, the fact that he is driven by hatred, but powered by love is what makes this vigilante so impactful to me, because I never really saw anything done like this in this fashion up until this movie. You know what I'm saying? Now, I'm not to say other movies like this haven't been made, but I ain't seen one.
This thing was definitely, the style of this thing is top notch, man. It's definitely has its own look and feel, man.
And so, and the thing is that, when he does resurface and reemerge, it is amazing to watch him manifest and become what he will now be in his new purpose-driven, well, it's not a life existence on the earth until his job is completed. He goes back to the home. You're seeing all these flashbacks. He puts on his all black. The face paint montage is really dope. And then when he starts seeking out the individuals, he is methodically taking them out one by one. The guy Tintin, he liked to throw knives.
Fire it up.
So he so what he did is he stabs them up in his organs in alphabetical order, from what they say, or Fun Boy was a drug addict, so he OD'd him up, you know what I'm saying? T-Bird was want to blow up buildings and everything, so he trunk full of firecrackers, tapes him up, to the driver's seat of the car, blows up his car. He's meticulous, he's methodical, he's well thought out, but he is relentless with his pursuit of taking out everyone who harmed his Shelley, and he will stop at nothing. He has nothing to lose. Everything that he had to lose has already been lost.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So what do you do when somebody like that is on your back? You know what I'm saying? You can fold, but you still gonna die, or you can fight and you still gonna die.
Yeah, it's interesting how this story even came about, because I think the author, was it James O'Barr? Mm-hmm. His love of his life died from a drunk driver.
Yeah.
And it's interesting because when something like that happens, there is no revenge. You just got to eat that. There's no one to really blame. That driver, but it's also just a freak accident. What can you do? And I think it's interesting that this story came out of that. It came out of him trying to channel that disappointment, that anger, and we get this story, you know what I'm saying? And like I said, man, the stylization of it, I think it was unique when it came out, and wrapping this thing in that grunge rock scene that was kind of in its infancy and just spread. Because I remember when this thing hit in that soundtrack, and them songs this was back in the day when MTV was showing music in the morning and stuff from that soundtrack. I'll be getting dressed and this shit's on my TV, going to school, and the sound, the music, the look of it's almost like this neo-gothic look to what's going on here, man. It's crazy, man. This is one of my favorites, definitely. This is one of my favorite films ever
in general. It hits on every key note, but just to keep it when it comes to the realm of revenge, the motivation behind it is it's spine tingling, it's chilling, and it's relatable. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And like you said, this derived from a story of a man who lost his life to lost his wife to a tragic accident. Mm-hmm. But what he did with this story is he gave his vigilante a target base, so he could take his aggressions out.
Yeah, and there was no justice for him, yo. Like the authorities were there on the payroll, so no one really looked into this. It was just it was a freak accident. It was a fire, and they died. Even though we know it was way worse than that, man. Definitely a good pick, man.